The Lunaverse, episode 27, by Rainbow Double Dash. Crisis on Two Equestrias. Chapter 3, It's a Kind of Magic. Trixie had woken up several minutes earlier, but she had spent those few minutes in a massive meditative state, as she focused on her low, but growing, eternal supply of magic, willing it to move and flow around inside of her, making every last iota of power count. Once done, she slowly opened her eyes, found herself looking at an orange unicorn in a doctor's outfit, which she assumed was Dr. Stable that Applejack had mentioned. She had almost woken up. She grunted a little. "Good morning," Dr. Stable said, horn glowing blue as he levitated over a pulsation of ether. "Now, I know it's not the best thing in the world to wake up to, but..." Trixie nodded, taking the ether pulsar in both hands as she sat up, drinking it down as quickly as possible. "I've never seen a faster recover from overchanneling," he noted. Trixie finished the vile concoction, wincing the entire time. She paused after doing so, willing it to stay down. "I'm really good with magic," she explained. "It's my special talent. Well, doing magic for others, but it still counts. I'm sort of juggling my magic, I guess you could say, making it count." Dr. Stable nodded. "Do you know where you are?" Trixie nodded. "Sweet Apple Acres." "Alright. Now, Trixie, you overchanneled. You were struck by lightning. Either one in combination is bad, but both of me but understandably concerned. Physically, you seem fine, so I just want to make sure that everything is alright up here as well." He tapped the side of his head. Trixie nodded, as the doctor levitated another ether potion to her. She drank that as well, even as she glanced around her room out of curiosity. It was appointed simply, although there was a cozy, homing feeling to it. She wasn't surprised by that. For all her faults, Applejack certainly came across as a pony who wanted to make her home feel like a home, and not simply a place where she lived. She spotted her hat and cape hanging from a pair of wall hooks. They seemed undamaged and dried out from the rainstorm. "Now then," Dr. Stable said, picking up a clipboard off the floor where he left it, levitating a pencil over it. "Let's start with the basics. Some of the questions will seem very simple or pedantic, but I want to make sure to cover my bases. Now, your full name?" Trixie winced a little. "Trixie Moon," she said, grabbing at a jug of water and glass still on Applejack's nightstand, pouring herself a glass over her hose and mouth, Earth Pony style. She didn't spill as much as another unicorn not using telekinesis might, but then she had excellent hoof-eye coordination. "But please, just Trixie. I don't like my second name very much." "Oh, alright," the Dr. Stable said. "Now, Trixie." "Oh, wait!" Trixie interrupted, nearly spilling her glass. The doctor looked at her as her face split into a wide grin. "Sorry, I forgot for a second. You must be right about that lightning. Dame Trixie Moon." The doctor stared at him a moment. "Dame?" "Yeah, I was knighted 2 weeks ago." "Really?" Dr. Stable asked, as his pencil glided across the paper on the clipboard he telekinetically held. "Well then, Dame Trixie, what's your occupation?" "Representative of the Night Court of Luna to Ponyville." Dr. Stable raised an eyebrow for a moment, though he wrote it down immediately. "Sounds like a hard job," he said. Trixie pressed her lips together for a moment. She couldn't call it very hard, but it certainly did her best to keep her busy. "I have Pokey to help me. Pokey Pierce. He's my assistant." "Alright. Who's the head of state of Equestria?" "Princess Luna." The doctor pursed his lips at that. "Very good," he said, writing. Paused a moment, tapping the end of his pencil to his mouth, eyeing her. "What's the equestrian currency called?" "The bit. There's 10 jangles to a bit." "Good." The doctor smiled, looking almost relieved. "Do you know who Celestia is?" Trixie was silent at that, eyes narrowing a little. "Of course I do," she said at length in a low voice. "You know I do. Every pony does." Dr. Stable held up his hose at Trixie's tone. "I'm sorry again. The questions might be a bit pedantic. I'm just covering my bases. He turned back to his clipboard. Tell me about Celestia. Trixie blinked a few times, before closing her eyes and sighing. Celestia was Luna's older sister, she said, echoing the false tale known by every mare and stallion across the land, the legend of the Tyrant Sun. 1,000 years ago, Celestia and Luna were co-rulers of Equestria, with Luna governing the night, and Celestia today. Celestia used to be kind and gentle and strong, but the years on the throne of Equestria, fighting monsters to protect ponies, made Celestia grow spiteful and greedy and paranoid. She wanted to become the unchallenged queen of Equestria and rule over night and day both. Luna tried to reason with Celestia, but she had gone insane, and Celestia became Daybreaker. Ow! I'm sorry. My apologies. Corona, the Tyrant Sun. So Luna had no choice but to steal the elements of harmony from Corona and use them on her own sister, sealing her into the heart of the sun. She thought it was permanent. The doctor wrote down everything Trixie said, eyeballing her. I see. But then Corona escaped. Trixie pressed on, the doctor's eyes widened a little. She escaped 6 months ago. She sealed Luna into the moon and tried to become queen. So me and my 5 friends, we went into the Everfree Forest. We found the elements of harmony and claimed them. When Corona tried to kill us, we used them, weakened her. She would have been put back into the sun if it not for the fact that she had help and escaped. So she's still at large, and me and my friends are the only ponies in all of Equestria that can fight her. The doctor wrote that down, nodding. I see. So you're a bearer of an element of harmony? Trixie looked at the doctor. Something was off about him. Yes, she answered after a moment. The element of magic. Or, I am the element of magic. I don't know, it's complicated. I chose it, it chose me. Yeah, she stared at the doctor. As he continued to write, glanced at her and quickly looked away. Trixie frowned. Can I see what you've written? The doctor paused, looking like a foal caught with his hooves in a cookie jar. Before nodding after a moment and hovering over the clipboard, Trixie stared at him for several long moments before looking down at his notes, reading them quickly. They weren't anything outward, though, simply the questions he asked, and her answers. His writing was bad, but there was a common trait amongst doctors. Once satisfied, she hit the clipboard back over. Sorry, she apologized. You were just giving me a look. Sorry. Boys say I do that sometimes. Now, I don't mind. Trixie interrupted, scooting back down on the bed and yawning. I'm still really tired. Can we call it quits now? Dr. Sable nodded, standing. Of course. Just get plenty of sleep. I'll be back tomorrow to check on you again. He tried from Applejack's room, and Trixie watched him go, eyes slightly narrowed, before she glanced up at her horn, willing a bit of magic through it. She responded by taking up a blue glow, like it should have, but she still felt weak. For some reason, she had a feeling this was not a good state to be in. At least wouldn't be for long. The ether potions, at least, were certainly real in doing their job. Trixie sat back up, taking another one into her hose, closing her eyes, and resisting the urge to retch at the incoming bad taste. Bottoms up, she said, drinking the potion as quickly as she could. Once it was down, Trixie set the ball aside and picked it up next. Beg your pardon? Applejack demanded of Dr. Stable. The two were standing at the Apple family kitchen. I can't be certain, the doctor said, looking up his hose. But I think that Trixie has entered what's called a fugue state. She thinks she's the bearer of the element of magic. That Princess Luna is the sole monarch of Equestria, and that Princess Celestia is some kind of monster, the way Nightmare Moon was. She also seems to think that she lives in Ponyville, and she's been knighted. Applejack blinked at that, glancing up where she knew their bedroom was. Right, she noted. What Trixie thinks it is, Dr. Stable said. She's not lying, at least. Not intentionally. She honestly believes what she's saying is true. How long is this thing gonna last? Hard to say. Usually it's only a few days, but it could be weeks or longer. If she's even in a fugue state at all, which I can't tell after a few minutes of talking to her. I'll need to get in contact with a psychologist to be sure and do a full psychological evaluation. Alexander again glanced up at her bedroom. Shucks, as he said softly. That ain't right. I can't even imagine not really knowing who I am or what the world's really like. Physically, she seems to be recovering just fine, but her mental health in this case is delicate. I wouldn't do anything to agitate her. You mean I have to lie to her? Worse, let her lie to herself? That'll sit right with me, I don't mind telling you. I can imagine that, asked Applejack. If you would feel more comfortable moving her to the hospital. Applejack bit her lip at that. No, she said at length. She's okay as a sweet apple acres. It's my job to make everything as comfortable as possible. So you can stay. I'll just have to lie to her. Even still, I avoid outright lying. Just don't tell us anything she says. Agree with whatever she claims is true, even if she's outlandish. I'll be back in a few hours with a psychologist. We'll get to the bottom of this and find a way to help her. With that, Dr. Stable said his goodbyes, slid on his winter cloak, and went out. Applejack watched him go, before grimacing and looking back at the ceiling. Concern all, she cursed, trying towards the stairs. I'm terrible at lying. She paused outside her door, steeling herself. Going to talk to a point that wasn't quite right in the head was their own consternation. Applejack found herself not wanting to do that. But Trixie was a guest. She needed help, and that was all there was to it. Applejack opened the door. Twilight opened the library's door, even as the chariot set itself down on the ground a few hundred feet away. Ponies were already gathering around, of course, at the sight. It didn't matter if Celestia had visited Ponyville more often than the last year than in the entire century preceding it. Her arrival at the head of state, and one of the diarchs of Equestria, was a momentous occasion. The golden armor of the royal guard glistened brightly in the morning sun. The Pegasi that pulled the chariot, their armor enchanted, making them both appear in uniform in appearance, with white coats and blue eyes, unhooked themselves from the royal conveyance, and instead stood to the other side, wings spread and faces stern. Twilight's eyes, however, were not really focused on them. Instead, they were focused on that being that he had carried across the skies of Equestria, from chariot to Ponyville. Her coat was the white of fresh snow, but tinged slightly, almost impeccably, with pink, and otherwise marred only by the golden cutie mark of a full 8-armed sun on either flank. Her mane wasn't made of hair at all, nor her tail, but instead, both formed a long flowing pastel rainbow of pure magic and made her manifest. Her eyes, kind and inviting, had seen the passes of innumerable millenniums. Her hose seemed almost dainty, but they could crack mountains in half. Her horn was long and pointed, accounting for nearly a quarter of her total height, which was nearly twice the typical stallion. Her wings were wide and strong, and any pony lucky enough to be under them would find themselves to be in the safest place in all of Equestria. Her soft, serene smile was the stuff of legend. Who knew how many poems had been written by that smile alone? She was steward of the sun, bringer of light, a diarch of Equestria, the eldest of alicorns, the undimmed day star.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, just call me Celestia.
She was the Princess Celestia Equestrias, Twilight's teacher, role model, and one of the wisest, most forgiving ponies Twilight had ever known. She couldn't stop herself from dancing up to Celestia with a smile on her face as the princess approached. The slightest twist of Celestia's wings ticked on her guards, as it always did, and so nothing stopped Twilight from almost plowing into Celestia, nuzzling her close. An action that Celestia returned without hesitation. My most faithful student, she said, her voice motherly but never condescending. I'm so happy to see you. Me too, princess, Twilight said as her nuzzle broke. Twilight blushed a little, and I'm glad we're getting together for a good reason this week. Celestia smiled and faltered in the slightest at Twilight's allusion to the wanted needed incident. And I as well, she said. In fact, I think we should make it a habit to get together more often, as teacher and student. She closed her eyes, while her smile widened a little as she laughed lightly. It should take more than some new crisis brewing for us to see each other. Twilight's eyes widened at that. Of course, she exclaimed. I'll just have to adjust my schedule. Not that it's a bother. It's just that, well, you know how I like to have a routine going, and, I mean, again, it's not any problem at all. Celestia reached out, a hoof, placing it gently on Twilight's withers. We can discuss it later. See you, Sir Twilight. To be no hurry today. Although, she glanced at her, horn glowing gold. Levitating itself from her chariot came a blue box inlaid with gold. Celestia opened it up as it neared, showing the contents. 5 gold necklaces and 1 tiara, inlaid each with a gemstone. To Twilight. I'm sure you're as eager as I to get to the experiments. With a single word, a small shift seemed to overcome Celestia. She wasn't Diarch of Equestria anymore. She was a teacher of a prodigal student, confronting a mystery you she didn't have the answer to. The teacher, eager to at once crack the mystery, see if her student could surprise her along the way, while she tried to do likewise. A similar shift overcame Twilight. She tapped her 2 front hooves together, smiling as well. Celestia the Diarch. Twilight grew nervous around for some reason, even though the rational part of her brain knew there was no reason to. But Celestia the teacher? All Twilight's panic and jumpiness seemed to melt from her.
Oh, yes! She exclaimed. Right this way, princess.
Twilight turned and trotted, a noble spring to her step as Celestia followed. She didn't think to feel nervous when Celestia entered the library, and was given full view of Twilight's home and place of work. Even as he noticed Celestia glance around, however, her teacher smiled down at her before any of the panic could return.
Spotless as always, I see.
The spring in Twilight's step doubled. I'm sorry to say that no doubt will change to our experiments, though. Twilight faltered a little, but decided that promises of getting magical residue, or smoke, or whatever other fallout that was from examining the elements of horror in detail all over her nice clean library was worth it. Applejack stepped into her room and found Trixie glancing up at the bed, guzzling the last of the ether potions that Dr. Stevel had left behind. She was notably green in the face, and on finishing the ether potion, put a hoof to her head and groaned. Well, nail it, Applejack objected, trying over it quickly. Was that really a good idea?
I don't know. Let's find out,
Trixie said, her horn glowing blue. An evanescent aura of identical color wrapped itself around a jug of water in glass. Trixie poured her out some, then brought it to her lips and took it down eagerly. She suppressed a burp after finishing it.
Looks like, she confirmed with a smile. Still a bit wobbly, but I think the magic's back on.
Glad to hear, Applejack said, taking the empty bottles from Trixie and setting them aside for the moment. There was an uncomfortable moment of silence.
So,
she said, rocking her hose for a few moments. Doc says you're recovering nice? Probably eager to get out here, ain't you? Trixie nodded, looking at Applejack.
I'll pay you back,
she promised. Applejack shook her head at that, taking off her Stetson.
Ain't no need, Trixie.
I'll need help, and I ain't about to turn away a pony that needs it. Trixie shook her own head, however, pointing at Applejack.
No, I mean it, she said. I was rude on the longest night. I hesitated you all throughout the farm competition with Carrot Top. It's the least I can do.
Applejack stiffened at that. She'd forgotten for the barest moment, somehow, what Dr. Stable told her. Trixie just reminded her immediately, however, that she was remembering things that had never happened. Applejack couldn't think of any farm competition with Carrot Top, as he'd never heard of the longest night, whatever it's supposed to be.
I'll say,
she said. Well, if you haven't to.
I don't want much, though.
Trixie looked like she was about to say something, but stopped herself. She set her horn glowing again, pulsing with light. Probably the unicorn equivalent of flexing and stretching her magic. Applejack rubbed the back of her head with a sight, however. If you don't mind my asking, how come your magic's blue? Trixie paused, glancing at Applejack.
Huh?
Well, is this last time you... Applejack stopped herself after a moment, bugging herself, cleared the clouds down mentally. The last time I saw you, your magic was pink. Trixie's eyes widened.
No, it wasn't.
Applejack was an honest pony through and through. She was more than adept at nosing a lie. Dr. Stable had said that he wasn't to question anything Trixie had claimed, but this didn't seem like a fog-induced memory. This seemed like an out-and-out lie. Really? She asked. Trixie started sitting around in bed a little.
Yes, blue. It's always been blue.
She paused.
Always.
Another long pause. Applejack, glancing at Applejack, was just looking at her with a slight smile. At length, Trixie let out a long-suffering sigh.
Okay. When I first started doing magic, it was pink. But then Luna took me on as apprentice, and I got into the habit of making it blue, 'cause Luna is blue.
Applejack blinked. Not only did Trixie think she was the bearer of the element of magic, but on top of everything, she thought she was Luna's apprentice. The way Twilight was Celestia's. She realized after a moment she was staring. More importantly, Trixie was staring at her. Applejack looked away. Like how do they know that unicorns could dust up and change their magic's color like that? Trixie kept staring at Applejack for a few long moments.
It's not easy, she said after a moment, but with enough practice, you can. These days, it takes me an effort to make it pink.
She leaned forward to Applejack.
You okay?
I'm just darn good, Applejack said. Well, you look pretty tired. I'll just get these balls out here until you get some shut-eye. Trixie stared after her.
Okay,
she said, suspicion evident in her voice. Though she just clearly didn't know what she was suspicious of. She looked out the window, horn glowing again as she grasped the curtains that were keeping the room dim.
I think I'll open the curtains, though.
The curtains slid open, and Trixie blinked a few times at the sun glare. Applejack was about to leave, as he noticed that Trixie was staring out at Sweet Apple Acres, eyes wide. Looking out the window, Applejack didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Vast fields of apple trees, leafless due to the season, the whole vista covered by 4 inches of snow. The sight of apple trees without apples or leaves was always a bit disheartening to Applejack, but hardly unexpected this time of year. And over in the distance, some remnants of a pear farm. Sugar Cube? He asked Trixie. There a problem?
There is snow on the ground,
Trixie said.
There's no leaves on the trees.
Applejack blinked. Oh, yeah, she said. It's winter.
No, it's summer. It's July.
Applejack didn't sense any dishonesty there. Just one of those things Trixie always believed. And her mind raced back, and looking into what Dr. Steele had said. I'm like, right, she said. It's July. Yep, that's barbecue last week. Hay fries and eggplant. Whole town came down. Good times.
And what am I looking at?
Trixie asked, glancing behind her. Applejack quickly looked away. Well, you know, mixed up with weather schedule. I accidentally got 4 inches of snow while you're out. Just waiting for it to melt.
And the leaves on the trees.
Well, you remember that one time where it seemed like fall right after winter because the Pegasi all got drunk and decided to have a huge gigantic party, and we all had to do a running in the leaves just to catch up? Yeah, something kind of like that. Well, we had a bit of a nasty blight. The trees are, dead. Lots of leaves. That's the whole darn crap, terrible thing.
A blight?
Yep.
In what, 2 days? It has to kill every single apple tree outside and stick them on leaves.
Well, the snow. Yeah, the snow didn't help none, terrible thing. Applejack put her hat back on her head, glancing at Trixie. The blue unicorn sitting in her bed, sitting on her barrel, looking ready to spring if she have to.
But you're just waiting for the snow to melt, Trixie said. Which means that if I open up the window, I shouldn't feel any wintry breeze come in. It'll be warm out.
Oh, I just stuck. It smells in the summer. Shoot. The last came as Trixie's horn glowed, as she lifted the window open without any effort. A gust of cold air rushed in immediately, so Trixie didn't stop staring at Applejack. Now, hold on, Sugar Cube. Now, sir, there's a peaceful explanation for why it's so cold. It's snowing, and as it's growing, in the middle of summer. Maybe Twilight caused some kind of spell accidentally, and
Twilight!
Trixie demanded. Standing suddenly, she rocked back and forth a little when she did the sudden motion, but kept her balance in the bed.
Twilight Sparkle?
Applejack stepped closer to the bed. Things got ugly. She knew the unicorn telekinesis and spellcasting gave them a tremendous advance at distance. But up close, Earth Pony's strength and stamina would win every time. No, she lied again. Twilight, Twinkle! Yeah. Trixie stared hard at Applejack. Normally, the farm pony wasn't the one to be intimidated, but she hated lying, especially to a house guest. She found herself wilting. Yeah, Twilight Sparkle.
She's in town.
She lives in town, Applejack nodded. Remember?
You remember, right? The library? No, I don't remember. What I do remember is that crazy mayor dragging an Ursa Meyer into town just to try to prove how good she is at magic.
Trixie's tone, a couple of her words, got to Applejack. Before she knew what she was doing, she pointed a hoof at Trixie.
That ain't what happened. Sniffs and Snails brought the Ursa Meyer in because of your boasting.
Trixie blinked at that.
That ain't what happened,
she said, echoing Applejack.
Stars above, Applejack. The Ursa destroyed your apple cart too, and I got a face full of pie.
You deserved a face full of pie,
But you didn't get one. Twilight saved the entire town. I ain't do you.
You didn't even blank her.
Then you came back with the acorn amulet, turned the entire town to your little Trixie field till Twilight stopped you.
Trixie recoiled at that. Applejack instantly realized what she was saying. She stepped back, wondering if she triggered some kind of mental breakdown on Trixie's part.
What you said? Yeah.
Trixie's eyes narrowed.
You're not lying, she said. You don't realize it anyway. You really believe that happened.
Applejack looked away. Maybe, she said, forcing herself not to rise to Trixie.
Where is Twilight?
I don't know,
Applejack lied. Applejack, look at me. I'm being serious. You said she was at the library, right?
Her point glanced at Trixie. Applejack saw that Trixie was standing with her legs far apart, horn glowing bright as she levitated her hat and caved off the nearby wall hook and put them on. Went down to Applejack with authority and purpose that had never been before seen in the show mare.
Applejack, I think I know what happened, she said. I think that Twilight Sparkle's back, looking to take some kind of revenge on me. She has some kind of spell on the town. It turned her into a hero and me into a villain.
Well, I won't call you feeling this, and that just maybe.
But don't worry, Trixie said. I'm going to go and stop her, try and talk with her, convince her to turn herself in at last. I'm going to do whatever she did, and assert Princess Luna will help the town out with its red opponents this time, without any night court shenanigans this time. Because I am the great and powerful Dame Trixie Lunamoon, a princess of Princess Luna, representative of Ponyville, and knight of Equestria.
She fizzed his last by rearing back on her hose, making her horn flash brightly in a multitude of bright gaudy colors. One flash in particular nearly blinding Applejack. Obviously ain't so far gone, Applejack thought. She stepped forward again. Trixie, I can't let you do that, she said.
I'll get to Twilight and talk her down. I know she could be hurt. It won't be easy, but I can fix this,
Trixie said, slowing herself back down and looking at Applejack.
The spell probably tries to defend itself. Will make you all try and fight against my attempts to counter it. I'm sorry, Applejack. I really do appreciate you helping me.
Applejack planted herself firmly on the ground. Trixie, get back and play it. You ain't well. Dr. Stable will be alone to slay you. She reached a hoof to Trixie. You ain't leaving this room. Her hoof passed right through Trixie, however, like she wasn't even there. Staring, Applejack reached forward again, waving her hoof around. And Trixie remained unaffected.
So that's why I left this illusion behind, to distract you,
Trixie finished. There was a flash of blue light. She suddenly exploded in a cloud of blue smoke, which quickly dissipated. Applejack stared in shock, to see her a slamming door from downstairs. And, through her window, she saw Trixie, having dashed to her front door, running down the road leading to her front door. Trixie glanced over her shoulder at Applejack, and waved, before pursuing her gallop. Oh, darn it! Applejack exclaimed, turning around galloping from her house and after Trixie, stopping only long enough to grab her lasso from the room. Well, this ain't gonna end well. Applejack was faster than Trixie. Within a minute, she had closed the distance between herself and the escaped mental patient, close enough for her to whip out her lasso and twirl it a few times before throwing at her. Trixie saw, however, and dodged out of the way. She skidded to a halt, letting Applejack slide past her, as her horn glowed.
Applejack, you have to fight the spell,
she called. There ain't no spell, Trixie, Applejack called back, gathering her lasso back up.
Dog Stable says you're in something called a fugue state. I didn't know if I was in a fugue state.
And I don't think it works like that, Trixie. Trixie grimaced.
Applejack, I'm sorry,
she said, blue smoke manifesting from nowhere at all about her. Applejack let out a cry of consternation as she turned, looked back down the road, looking for where the real Trixie had gone, but not before seeing it when Trixie, never had been an illusion at all, leaped backwards from the blue smoke, landed, gave Applejack a good solid bug to her flank and barrel. She wasn't very strong, but Applejack had been expecting the blow. She cried out as he stumbled towards the ground, gasping in pain. Trixie was off again. Applejack snorted as she picked herself up and followed. "You sucker punch boy!" she accused. Trixie glanced behind her, stuck out her tongue at Applejack.
You'll thank me later.
Seriously, damn it! Applejack wheezed. The blow hadn't broken anything of Applejack's, but it winded her, enough that she wasn't able to catch up to Trixie as fast as she had the first time. They were already in Ponyville proper. Trixie disappeared behind a moving cart for a moment. When Applejack cleared herself, she found herself staring at a half-dozen Trixies. Her eyes widened as each shot off in a different direction. Applejack shook her head as she ignored all of them, and simply stared at the center of town. "Line up, Trixie!" she called to the nearest one. Let's stand glance there. I may not be able to tell one from the other, but I know where you're going. Applejack caught sight of the other Trixies bursting apart into blue smoke, but the nearest one remained real.
Zut-a-law!
That one, the real Trixie, cursed. "Don't you dare start speaking fancy now."
I'm from New Orleans. I'll speak all the French I want. Foo smelter, yeah, foo poisson.
Those ain't real words.
And neither is ain't.
Actually, it is. I know, been in the South for several years. Applejack looked at Trixie, but she nimbly dodged out of the way, horn flashing. This time she wasn't crafting any illusions, instead using simple telekinesis to hurl a nearby stack of crates at Applejack. The Earth Pony took them in with a few grunts, but Trixie had charged in, slamming her shoulder against Applejack's side. Again, caught and prepared, the Earth Pony faltered and fell again. She was up in a moment, but when she looked, Trixie was nowhere in sight. "Sight!" Applejack cursed, getting up and galloping again, this time towards the library. She saw two golden armored Pegasi of the Royal Guard, standing watch outside. As Applejack watched, however, she saw one of them suddenly lurch to the side, as though bucked in the face. Despite no pointing around doing the bucking, he was crumpled and dazed. The second one moved away in a second, wings spread wide to challenge the invisible foe as his eyes darted around. Before he could do anything, a blue field wrapped around him and threw him to the sky. Very quickly, but all the time the invisible pony, Trixie no doubt, needed to open the library door and charge in. Applejack was seconds behind her. "Twilight! Company!" she called out as he entered. She needed a bard. Twilight was already in the middle of the library, surrounded by a pile of open books, with an open blue and gold box next to her, containing the elements of harmony. She saw his blue smoke manifest for nothingness. Trixie appeared.
Twilight Sparkle!
Trixie was crying.
Surrender now, and undo whatever spell you put over Ponyville. Your issue is with me.
Twilight stared with wide eyes.
"What?" she demanded. "Trixie, how are you up already?"
"Twilight, careful," Applejack warned as the two royal guards entered. Wings spread threatening guardedly. With one hit, she had bucked, looking none too happy, especially seeing his helmet was now dented. "Trixie's gone out the wall. So he thinks he'll throw himself a bite at the Ponyville." Twilight glanced at Applejack before looking to Trixie. "Trixie, calm down."
"I'll calm down when you turn Ponyville back to normal. It's supposed to be summer, and are those the elements of harmony? What did you do to them?"
Her eyes widened.
Is that your key mark of the element of magic? And why does one of them have Applejack's?"
"Trixie," Twilight said, holding out a hoof. "Please, calm down."
"I'll calm down when... What?"
It's with all the shouting. A firm, commanding voice demanded as the door to the library's basement opened. Applejack gulped when she saw Princess Celestia walk out, carrying some kind of magical device that Applejack didn't recognize. She was frowning deeply. Applejack, Trixie, and the royal guards all opened their mouth to explain. None of them, however, reacted as fast as Trixie, pointing a hoof to Celestia, eyes in panic.
"Corona!"
she shrieked. Celestia froze suddenly at that. For a moment, her look of concern dropped, becoming one of familiarity. Before she set aside, however, what she was holding in her telekinetic grip, she took a step towards Trixie.
"That is not my name," the princess said. "I am Celestia, and you appear to need help.
Trixie glanced down between Celestia, Twilight, and the elements of harmony.
Oh no. Oh no 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 no. It wasn't you, was it, Twilight? It was her!
Celestia took a nervous step for Trixie.
Please, Miss Trixie? Is it? I recognize you from my students' reports. You...
Trixie shook her head, backing away from Celestia.
No, no, no. Please let me help you.
No! Trixie screamed, shining her eyes. Several things happened simultaneously, but Applejack was riding on just enough adrenaline to notice them all. Two flashes of blue and magic appeared over Trixie's eyes, the other over Celestia's, and the magic left behind jet black magical sheets. At nearly the same time, there was a blinding flash of light, bright enough to send Applejack reeling. She heard shouts of surprise from every pony, even Celestia. There was a cacophonous sound, like a dozen fireworks going off simultaneously. Applejack felt herself being shoved out of the way by some pony. When the blinding light cleared a few seconds later, Applejack squinted, looking around. She saw Twilight and the royal guards both recovering from the painful light and burst of noise, rubbing their eyes and shaking their heads. Meanwhile, Celestia was standing still, horn glowing as the black film of her eyes dissipated.
Well, hide a bit,
Applejack demanded.
Trixie ran off.
Celestia nodded, frowning deeply. She cast a burst of light to blind all of you, but covered her own eyes and mine with a magical film that surrounded us in darkness. She correctly guessed, I assume, that I could see through any light, no matter how bright, while darkness over her own eyes protected her from the flash. The explosion we heard was a ghost sound meant to cover the sound of her escape. She looked to her student, then to Applejack and her guards.
Are you all right?
There was confirming nods.
Wait. She blinded herself. Blinded you, set off a ghost sound and a flare, all simultaneously?
Celestia nodded. It would appear, she said, that Trixie's a very adept magician when she wants to be. Guards, please contact Ponyville's local authorities and see what they search for. Celestia and the rest of them started down. There was a puff of blue smoke. Glancing down at its origin, he saw a blue gold box that contained the elements of harmony, dissipating into nothingness, leaving only a blank floor. Trixie has stolen the elements of harmony.